8th grade, we today are going to practice our proper place setting and etiquette during the simulation that we're doing. Yesterday we discussed what proper etiquette looks like. We also discussed what a proper place setting is going to be. So today is going to involve two different steps. You're going to be graded on how you set your table, including a tablecloth and proper dinnerware. And then we're going to have a point where we break. We're going to have a chance to go back into the kitchens to get food, have a seat, and then we're going to eat that food properly. What I'm going to ask you to do first is to get a tablecloth and to get your bucket full of all the dinnerware that you need. If you have enough silverware to have multiple, like 2 of each, go for it. If not, get what you can and make sure that you have something to drink with. Okay? Go ahead. Because what are we looking for from the tablecloth? There's lines. Yep. And then how about the length on the sides? What do we want to look at? Okay, real quick, and then we're running on around to a couple of groups to discuss this, but I want you to think about the answer. What's the main thing we're looking for when it comes to placing a tablecloth? When you know the answer, please raise your hand. What is the main thing we look for when setting a tablecloth? Yes?
If the lines are straight.
Okay, if there are lines in your tablecloth, they should be going straight down the center or straight down your table wherever they are. Good. What's something else we should be looking for when putting down a tablecloth? Ben?
Both sides are even.
That both sides are even. Take a look at your place setting, please. Think for the answer first, where the forks would be, if it's on the left or right. Now I want you to say it. Left. Good. The knife blade should be facing inward. Please nod your head if yours is.
Yes.
Great. Think about, look and see what's at your place setting to the right of your knife. Now say it. Your spoon. Very good. Your cup should be on the top right. What is on the top left? Think about it. Now say it. Roll plate or your bread and butter plate. Very good. And then if you have a dessert spoon, it would be in the top center. How would we know, please raise your hand if you know this answer, which fork to use first? Or if we had multiple spoons and so forth. Which fork or spoon would we use first? Adrian?
The one farthest out from the plate.
Very good. So you start from the outside and you work your way in. The last thing that I'm going to be looking for throughout this whole activity is your body posture. So please show me that you know how to sit appropriately at the dinner table. Remember that includes your body making a 90-degree angle at your waist. Very good. Your feet should be flat on the floor or crossed at the ankle. Awesome. You guys can decide as a table if you are going to coordinate who gets what, or each person needs the following 3 things. A glass of lemonade, a plate with pizza on it, and ice cream. Okay? You may excuse yourself to go. Okay. Make your way to your seats, please. 8th graders, voices are off. 3, 2, 1. Thank you. Your napkin is typically placed to the left of your forks. At this time, though, you may go ahead and put it on your lap. You may have some lemonade. Please remind me, please, since the lemonade is on the right-hand side of your plate, what hand should you be using to reach for it?
Right.
Your right hand. So go ahead and practice that a time or 2. Okay? Thank you. Now we're going to practice 2 different ways of cutting and using our utensils. Voices should be off. Take a look here. Your pizza, go ahead and rotate it so that way the point is facing you. That's going to help you when you cut. I'm going to first demonstrate and then I'd like you to do 2 cuts. How many cuts do you need to do?
2.
So the first style is American. Let me show you first. You're going to pick up your utensils, remember, right where you get them. So the fork will be in your left and the knife will be in your right. You may go ahead and pierce your fork into the end of your pizza when I ask you to. And then once it's there, notice how the fork, like a pitchfork style, is facing you right away. With your right hand, you cut behind. One mistake I have seen is that people's forks are like in the center of your pizza. Please remember that it should be at the end because what you pierce is what you eat. So if I were here, I would be piercing my pizza. You cut behind. You're going to lay the knife down. Then you switch hands to eat. I'm going to remind you again. You're going to cut behind, leave the knife down with your right hand, switch your fork to your right hand and eat it. I shouldn't see pizza flying. I shouldn't see your arms going crazy. Instead, you may put pressure and wedge while you cut. Go ahead and do 2 cuts while I come around and watch. Are you not hungry? Let me go ahead and practice like we did just using the table, please.
Do we eat it?
Nice job. Yes, you may eat it. Thanks for asking. Good job, Brian. That's exactly how you do it. Can you kiss your student just a little bit, please? Great. When you are done, please indicate with your silverware that you are still eating. So please show me the universal sign to your waiter that you are still eating. Now to help clarify, this would be if you were to get up and leave. Let's say you needed to excuse yourself to use the restroom. So I see most of you have it crossed like an X. That's great. It is even good practice to have the fork tongs facing downward. This style of eating then is going to be the continental or the international, okay? I'm going to demonstrate and then I'll let you do 2 more cuts. So I'm going to pick up my silverware. Fork is in the left, knife is in the right. Notice here I spin my fork and my finger is on the neck of the fork. Leaving my fork down, I'm going to give myself a cut. Remember, you cut what you eat, or you pierce what you eat. Then I'm going to keep my fork upside down and I rotate it. And then I continue cutting that way. I never have to drop the silverware. So the fork is down. The knife also has a finger on the back. You cut and eat with the fork facing downward. Go ahead. Then when you're done with your silverware, I'd like you to indicate to me, please, that you are done. Go ahead. Is the pizza pretty easy to cut, actually? No.
Can we talk or no?
This meal is delightful. You can move that off to the side now and put your ice cream in front of you. I would appreciate it. A couple interesting things about how to properly use a spoon. We're going to use a spoon a little bit differently than you're used to. Can I borrow yours for a minute? If you imagine I have a bowl here, my spoon comes parallel with my body. It doesn't come at me. Just keep that in mind. So it's going to be parallel with my body. And when you go to spoon your soup, you spoon away from yourself. Why right away do you suppose, raise your hand please, you spoon away from yourself when we're practicing really good etiquette? Proper etiquette, yeah.
So it might not splash on you?
Very good, so it doesn't spill or splash on you. So the first step is to spoon away from you. Then the next step, and I know this is hard to do with ice cream, is to place the spoon at your lip and tip in whatever you have. You're going to spoon away from you, bring it up to your lip, and tip it in. Go ahead and do that a couple times without slurping. So you're really spooning from the side. Does it feel more proper at least? Probably feels proper. It might not feel comfortable. Does it?
Very only 2 bites.
So now that we have gone through a simulation of what dining and etiquette can look like, I would like to have 3 examples, please, of when you would use this. But before I ask, I want you to give me a head nod, yes, or a shake for no. If this is to be used every day at every meal, shake your head yes or no. No. Can some parts be used at every meal? Okay, great. Now I would like to hear 3 examples of when the most proper etiquette could be used between now and any time in the future. 1, 2, 3. 1.
Maybe like a wedding dinner?
A wedding dinner, thank you. Number 2.
At a fancy restaurant?
Fancy restaurant. Number 3.
Dinner at someone else's house?
Dinner at someone else's house. Fantastic. So all all of these tips, remember, you can be using whenever you feel they are appropriate, okay? For cleanup today, I have a list of things I need you to